Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order, and we are on Book 9 of the Jedi Quest series, The False Peace by Jude Watson. This one continues where the last one left off. They go to the planet, I think it's Faline, and it's a bunch of factories. The Yellow District is called that way because there's the pollution in the air. Well, supposedly the Falines are getting mistreated by whoever owns the company. And there's another uprising of workers who are upset by these conditions. Of course, they get pelted by or attacked by seeker droids. Obi-Wan, Anakin, Siri, and Ferris all go to save the leader, who gives them all the download about weird things have been happening. And they're thinking, Jenna Zanabor has been here. And even though they put those names in there, she knows that Tidra is there, the dictator from the other planet, but she hasn't heard of Jenna. And, of course, Grant Omega she doesn't know about either, but they're sure because they know he's on this planet. Now, the Jedi go undercover as workers. They get hired in the factory. Obi-Wan and Anakin break into the files in the middle of the night. Of course, seeker droids attack, and then eventually the factory blows up. Oh, no, it's okay, they get out. But then, as Grant Omega, again, he knew they were there. Oh, he knew they were coming, and he escaped again. Man, he's one step ahead. And it's almost like, well, yeah, at the end of the last novel, Anakin told you, Granta knows we're coming. You know, Granta Omega knows we're on our way. But that's not mentioned in this book. It's really weird. Plus, the other weird thing is, it totally takes a U-turn. I totally forgot about this. In the first 4 chapters, all that stuff happens. And then, as they're on the quest to go track down Granta Omega again, Mace Windu calls. He says, report to Coruscant immediately. It is an emergency. Report to Coruscant immediately. And they're, okay. So then the whole story hits reset, where they go to Coruscant. There's a ploy going on. The Senate's trying to vote out the Republic's support of the Jedi. Astri's husband is the one who is trying to, I guess, get rid of the Jedi or remove the Republic's support of the Jedi. And Astri's scared because later on we find out that their son, Lune, has been threatened too, and so she doesn't want to do anything because she's afraid of her husband now, but of course the Jedi protect her, and at the end she and her kid are fine. Now remember, there's more about Lune, if I'm not mistaken, in later books. But anyway, so it kind of goes into a little bit of that. Dexter Jettster's in this a little bit too, which I'd forgotten about, and he's a fun character. I'm glad they brought him into this one because the first book we ever saw him in was number 2 or something, or number 1, and he's just mentioned for a minute at the end, Grant Omega, never heard of him, But now he gets a little bit more of a scene, and you find out, yeah, he's very friendly with Obi-Wan, and he calls Anakin Tadpole, which Anakin hates, and I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, while Obi-Wan and Anakin have been assigned by Palpatine to help, accompany him and kind of, defend, I guess, the Jedi, Obi-Wan doesn't do that good of a job. He kind of loses his temper because he's not big into the political realm, and he gets outmaneuvered by the senators. But Palpatine, in this point, he talks to Anakin, kind of ensuring his trust. In fact, this is the Palpatine-Anakin storyline that I kind of wish Jude Watson would have made at the very beginning of the book, and maybe every other book or so have a reason for Palpatine to be around, or maybe Anakin's on Coruscant and talking to Palpatine. I wish we could have seen more of that, because of course Palpatine is, stroking Anakin's ego like Anakin. At the end, Anakin doesn't get rewarded. Ferris does get a special commendation for saving Palpatine's life because they find out there's a secret strike against Palpatine's life. And Granta Omega and Zenador and all of them are behind it. And but when Anakin abandons his post, the Palpatine told him to leave. Ferris gets to be the hero who saves Palpatine from the assassination. And even though Palpatine knows that Anakin saved several senators, more senators than just Ferris's one life that he saved on me. It's a shame that Anakin didn't get equally rewarded or noticed by the Jedi. And then he teaches Anakin a lesson about, calling your shots, knowing that someone will eventually fail. He's not afraid of this coup to take him away from, or vote of no confidence. He knows it's going to fail. He even tells Anakin that. He said, it's destined to fail. And so Anakin he likes that swagger. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your plan. I'm not even going to stop you because I know you're going to fail. And Anakin has some respect for Palpatine because of that. Those are good things, but I wish it was in the whole series and not toward the very end. Now, we'll give credit here that at the end, Palpatine does say, Anakin, we should meet up more and have these talks. And Anakin goes, I would like that, Supreme Counselor. He feels like they're finally someone who appreciates me and everything. It's good. That's the good stuff. So what's the bad stuff? Well, obviously everyone gets away. This is not the end. And I kind of wonder if Jude Watson originally, maybe Scholastic told her 9 books and that's it. So in book 8, it looks like we're coming to a thrilling conclusion. And then 4 chapters in, the whole story changes. Like they're scoping out this planet, going undercover, and then all of a sudden, boom, things blow up in their face. Mace Windu says, back to Coruscant. And it's a totally different adventure. And, without skipping the part where Anakin goes, he knows we're coming out after him. And yet they don't mention that in the next book. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, but it sounds to me like they only planned it for 9. But then when she was writing book 9, they said, hey, you know what? We're going to give you another book. We'll give you a book 10. She goes, oh, okay. So then she changed the story 4 chapters in to kind of drag it out and have this other little mini adventure before because like I said, at the end of 8, you think it's the final showdown is what it's supposed to be. It's built up to be the final showdown to capture Jenna, to capture Granta. Tidra, I think he gets captured here. Of course, Granta Omega betrays him, so he gets captured. And also, a good thing, there is a senator's aide that's been helping Obi-Wan and Anakin throughout the past few books. He dies, and they find out that the seeker droids that were going after Palpatine, they on purpose went after him too. And no one knows why, but Obi-Wan, I think his name was Tyro or something, but he contacts Obi-Wan when he's down in the sewer systems of Coruscant, so the reception's not that good, and he says he stumbled on something huge, and blank, it cuts out, greatest evil, he's at blank. He could bring down the whole Republic. He's talking about Palpatine. He found out that Palpatine was a Sith, so obviously Palpatine had him killed. Obi-Wan doesn't know what that message was, and when he gets to, I think it's Tyro's his name, when he gets to him, he just kind of smiles at his good friend Obi-Wan and dies. And it is sad because, you kind of like him. He's always happy to help Obi-Wan with any political thing that they need, and he's been helping him on and off throughout the book. Not that much, but enough to where his death matters at the end. And it is kind of funny because I'd forgotten that he had figured it out somehow. He was digging up information, I think, on Palpatine and stuff, or looking into his background, and suddenly found it because he's good at his studies. Either way, the book is good, but it feels like it was a knee-jerk reaction, like it was written to be the final book, and then 4 chapters in, she was given the notice that she gets to write one more, so she just changed the story and kind of extended it. It's not bad, but it definitely feels that way. Reading it a second time, I can see that. Now, I could be totally wrong on this, and maybe it was always planned to be 10, but who knows? What's the 10th one like? Find out next time.